Oopsie. Had to mute my site. Sorry about that, everybody. Let's see here. Okay. Hello, YouTube coin community. It's me, Robert. Sorry, guys. I took and fighting to get some stuff done. Right now, folks, well, as I said, I messed up on the show. I took and updated StreamYards, and I thought it would go over to YouTube. It didn't. I'm not certain what I did. I just edited the stream for Cointalk number 68. I guess it didn't take it. I messed, but don't matter. I messed up. Either way, right now, I have taken and I have put, I got it fixed a few minutes ago. I sent out all the stuff, and the only one we have is, guess what, guys? Me and Brad. So there. That's all we have.
You all lose today.
Half loss.
How can everybody tuning in draw the short straw today?
I don't know.
I
don't either. So there's that. But hello, everybody, and welcome. Doug Wagner, good to see you. Polly Boo, J Tizzo, freaking awesome. Sticks for fire. Let's see here. Okay, that's who I see right here. That's talking. We have more in the chat, I see, but that's all I see is talking. So, oh, AZ. Hello, AZ. There we go. That's all I see now. So I know we have more than that, but that's okay. Let me see here.
Hey, Robert, do you know what gold is?
Okay, Brad, why don't you tell us what gold and silver is today, and platinum too?
Gold is a heavy yellow metal.
Okay, well, you want to tell us what price it is?
How about $33.69?
$33.69. That ain't too bad. It's above $33.50, which is good. How about silver? What's the price on silver?
$36.38.
Oh, so it's right at 100 times now again.
No, you can't do math, can you?
Oh no, you're right.
33.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
36.38.
Okay, 90. I'm guessing at this. I'm gonna say 98.
What?
Is that right? Huh?
98 what?
98 times face.
Oh, 33. I don't know. Let's see.
Nope, 92.
All right. Did you do the math?
Yep. Okay, now, how about this, Brad? What is platinum at?
1,300.
Hot diggity dog. You want to buy some?
Yeah, but that's down $22.
You want to buy some?
Sure. I'll pay $1 an ounce.
It'd have to be about 100 over.
No.
Okay, 50 over.
Palladium's 1039. I'll sell you platinum at 100 over.
I know you will, but I don't want to buy it at that.
Oh, dear Lord.
Well, why are you looking like that? You won't buy from me for that. So what the hell makes you think I want to buy from you for that? Hey, Floor.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Oh, my.
Hello, Karen Pepper. Good to see you. Draft Horse Diva. Hello to you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for showing up. This is going to be
I'm really hoping
filled with excitement. I promise.
I'm really hoping some people in the bullpen here can really help us out today.
Okay, yeah. Questions are all welcome, guys. I'll be happy to put them up.
Even not so smart ones.
Okay, hello, DLC. Well, that we can do easily. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, I took and I got hello, Mike. I picked up. Did you? I guess I just have got to show. Anybody wanting to see the newest Morgan counterfeits out there?
Sure.
All right, we got a winner here. Hold on a second, folks. Let me. I gotta change my camera here.
How do you know it's the newest? Did you just buy it from Shanghai?
You know what? You don't want to know. Whoops, sorry about that. Let me go back to that. There we go.
Oh, so you got that as good. Hi, Mike.
I just picked it up because I seen it, I spotted it, and I said, yeah, that ain't right.
Yeah, you're not right. Hey, Mike at 3:05 asked you a good question, Robert.
Mike at 3:05. All I see Mike at,
sorry, Doug at 3:05.
And just remember,
he's in between Mike and Mike.
Yeah. And let's just remember, guys, Brad's one saying that I'm messing up. We'll just start it like this already. So, but that's okay. Okay, Robert, can you explain the wide rim near date means other than what? Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I can explain
I
it.
bet you can even show it.
I can.
That's why I threw the question to you. I would have to go dig through the safe in the back to find a wide rim, but I figured you'd have one right there.
I do. The only problem I'm having right now is, guess what?
You don't have a
normal
thin rim.
Okay, Florida, do you happen to know where there's any 79 Susan B. Anthony? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I do have one. Hold on, everybody. I'm working on this, guys.
All right, good for you. Are you going to come in tomorrow, Robert?
Only if I'm asked to go in.
Well, come on in. There's not a ton, but there's some stuff I want to process.
Okay. So that means, Flor, Brad, why don't you go to work tomorrow? Ruh-roh. I might be back to, oh no, I ain't got the other. Everything I'm pulling so far, yep, every one of them are Sacagawea. They're not Susan B's. Okay.
What good are you? Mr. Cherry Picker Guide who can't even come up with a wide rim 79?
I've got a bunch of the wide rims. I don't have the normal rim.
Well, show somebody the wide rim at least. And then we can explain it.
Okay. Aha. Thank you, Mahako.
Hi, Ronald. Thank you.
My beautiful wife. Let's see. Now we gotta make certain these here aren't wide rims because I pulled them for a reason. Aha. I got the okay. Coming at you guys, so just bear with me. Okay, everybody. Now
blow it up.
Well, only one way to do
or
that.
Put some light on it.
Just bear with me.
We're bearing.
Oh, shut up, bro. A pain in the ass. You know that? I'm gonna say that today, and I mean it. So there. Let's see here. There's that. See if it comes up. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Hey, very good.
Yeah, but why am I? Okay. Either way, that's fine. Okay, guys. First thing you got to do on the wide rim near date. Needless to say, wide rim. Look at how close the 1 and the 9 is to the actual rim. Okay. That's
border.
Rim, border. Okay.
Border. The rim is actually the edge of the coin. The border.
Okay. And, well, and this one here's your normal one. And as you can see, there's a big difference here. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see if there's some way I can do this. Bear with me a second, everybody. I'm going to try. And this is going to be tough because,
not going to work.
Yeah,
but you can see there's clearly a lot more distance between the bottom of the one and the border.
Yeah, see, I can't do it.
You won't be able to get them in focus, Robert.
I know.
Yeah, sorry.
There's your wide rim near date. And there's your not so wide rim near date. Look at the one. That's your biggest concern is the one, the closeness to the border.
Papa Giorgio, because somebody did not use the correct term and we're stuck with it. At 310.
I don't know where it is. I haven't gotten to it
310,
yet.
Papa Giorgio.
310, Papa. Okay. If it's the border, then why is it a wide rim?
Because somebody in 79 used the wrong terminology and it's stuck.
Says Brad.
Coin God.
Okay, if you want, I'll leave that to you. Now I'm
come to Mount Olympus and visit sometime.
I don't even know where Mount Olympus is.
Yeah, well,
on purpose.
It's kind of like the what is it? Pearls Before Swine.
Shot who was what?
The Pearls Before Swine. The comic strip. You can just consider me the wise ass on the hill.
Well, at least you okay. Oh, boy, that's what happened. I was wondering why it was so dark over here.
Paulie's because you don't have the light on.
Exactly.
Paulie's dishing out roses today, man.
Okay. Hello, Kevin Hawthorne. And welcome, Papa Giorgio. Let's see, 949 Designs in the house. Hello, Lisa Anderson. Howdy. Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Guys, if you got questions or topics, bring them up because this show was supposed to be last week downtown for Brad's library, and as you all know, I got online. I was able to do
The Huns overran Constantinople last week, and the library is destroyed.
Okay, there you go. Hello, Ronald. If he wants to go with that, that's fine. But StreamYard, along with, I found out like Chat GDP was down. Actually, there was probably close to that I seen about 30 different websites that were down. Anybody that uses, which apparently StreamYard, I did not know this, StreamYard uses Google Cloud in order to take and to upload, and that went down. So there you go. That's what I know, and that's all I know. But we didn't have no one here, so we couldn't make it. Oh, yeah, that's right, 949.
Oh, it's high, it ain't tight. I can tell you that.
Hey, he's talking about my haircut. Shut up.
I know what he was talking about.
No, you don't. Don't lie to us. Dang. Man, we know you're slow and impatient. There. Okay. That's right. Yeah. I did come online and I answered everybody the best I could. I have a question. 74 Lincoln Cent. Aluminum error is real. It's not an error. There is only one legally known. It's the 74 Denver Lincoln Cent. There's only one. Anything else is counterfeit, probably made in China. China. Maybe Japan. I don't know. But it's made somewhere foreign.
Well, A to Z. I don't know. I've never encapsulated a complete pack. Did you want to encapsulate them as a pack or individually? And is it a 50 or 100 pack? Let's get a little more information.
Okay.
Yeah. I know, yeah. You may be leaving early. I definitely.
There you go, Brad. Pay attention.
Okay, pack of 100, but do you want them individually encapsulated, or do you want the whole 100 pack encapsulated as a pack? I don't think that would be a good idea. We could probably negotiate something on a pack of 100. Okay. Not off the top of my head. I would have to do a little research into that. If here, I just put my email address in. You can send me a note and I will check in tomorrow with Paper Money Guarantee and see what they would charge us.
There you go. Okay. My biggest thing was my counterfeit that I had today. I thought it was interesting. By the way, they're putting just a little bit of silver in them, Brad, to try and throw off.
Oh, throw off the machines?
Yes.
14 miles, 43.
I'll tell you what, they look halfway decent. What really threw it off, let's see, do I have it? Yeah. What really threw it off, let me show you this. You'll love this.
The texture and actually the color doesn't look right either.
You're correct on both of those, but here's what set it off for me. That's a 1921.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Well,
it's not real.
I know.
The S is too big.
Exactly. That's where I caught it, was strictly because I seen that right away, and I'm like, wait a minute. I said, that's the wrong S for a 21 Morgan dollar. And then and the other one looked funny to me, and I threw it off to the side, and I just put it off to the side. Then I seen that 21S, was like, that ain't right. And then I took and yeah, I ended up like, yep, that ain't correct. So okay, everybody, yes, please bring up any question you'd like. We would love to know anything you guys have questions on today. Be a Q&A.
Hey, Robert.
Yes, Brad.
Would you like to know about hidden treasure in your piggy bank or arriving in your loose change?
Yes, I would. Go ahead.
Well, this is the big BS of the week. MSN.com is telling us that we might have hidden treasure in our piggy banks or arriving in our loose change. The most valuable coin circulating as payment in the USA. That is the header. Well, what's the first coin they want to talk about? Yes, the 43 copper cent, but the Denver one. And they tell us that it's worth $2.3 million in uncirculated condition, which is about what the last one sold for. A non-mint one's worth $100,000 plus, and they cite the recent sale of a 43 bronze at $840,000. All well and good. When's the last time you heard of somebody getting a 43 any cent in change? Okay. Well, they go on, and the next coin they tell us about is the 44S steel cent. $1.1 million estimate. Now, did you know there's only two of them? So again, one showing up in change, probably not going to happen. Now, here's the one that I really liked. Now, I don't know when piggy banks were invented, but I'll bet it was after 1793, because the next coin they say that you could get as payment in the USA is a 1793 strawberry leaf cent. When's the last time you got a large cent and change? Anyone? Or found it in a piggy bank? You'd have to have an awfully old piggy bank. And they say it's worth $862,500 without listing a grade. Of course, PCGS says there's 4 known. 4. Oh, and a nice aside here. Brad was at a coin show once and got to handle all 4 of them at one time. So, there a VG10 lists at 775,000, and I think that might be a little low right now, but but they give you a caveat, and they say the minting year, the mint mark, and condition of the coin are the most important factors. That's brilliant. They were in holders, Paulie. So, yeah, without gloves, but in holders. So, to their credit, at the end, they say coins with errors and those with low mintage are generally considered great prizes in the world of coin collecting, although the likelihood of them being worth significantly more than a penny is low. So it sounds like they're talking out of both sides of their mouths here. So kind of icky.
I'll tell you what.
We'll have another one later in the show.
I've been watching a lot of people, even some of the better channels, talking about how you're going to get rich by taking in. Start now, hoard all your pennies because they're going to be gone.
How many billions of cents have they made? How many hundreds of billions of cents have they made?
Hold on. No, it's into the trillions, I believe, now.
How many quadrillion cents have they made?
But hey, I look at it this way. If you take and if you collect 100 million pennies, you will be a millionaire.
Maybe not.
100 million pennies?
Well, but they might devalue them. They might devalue them by the time you get 100 million.
Well, cents. Sorry. I don't know. 100 million cents? They may devalue some, but just remember.
Just think of what it would take to transport those.
Well, agreed. But the 100
what
million.
What bank is going to take those? How long would it take you to roll $1 million worth of cents? It sounds like a lifetime there, bud.
No, it don't. I promise you it's not, because it's happened in me in your lifetime. I've seen it happen. Oh, looky here. We got new people in the shop. Hello,
Whoa. How you
Sorry,
doing,
I'm late.
That's okay. However, we have, Brad, there was a gentleman down in Adams County who had, for his entire life, he had been collecting pennies, and he took it to the local bank to have them take and to deposit it. And as an FYI, I remember this real close because I wanted to buy them, but a dealer took and made a blanket offer of $1 million to buy them. However, he took them straight to the bank, and the bank had to go out, and I think they bought 20 counting machines, and the guy had to pay the bank to count them to deposit the money.
So you really don't have $1 million then, do you?
Well, he had. Oh, if he would have taken the dealer's offer, he would have, because the dealer offered him over $1 million for the lot, and he had been collecting them since the 1920s.
Hey, B, can you save us?
from yourselves?
Yes.
Don't worry, you ain't got to save me, Blue. Just Brad. That's all.
So how are you both doing today? How is everything? Living the dream?
Robert's high and
Are
tight.
you living the dream?
Robert's high and tight. I'm low and loose.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Thank you very much. It's been so hot here where I live. I had to walk the dog and do a bunch of stuff before because it's so hot in the afternoon. Yeah, I already walked the dog.
Or did the dog walk you?
You guys are having weather back there, aren't you?
Right now it's sunny.
Is it
We
nice?
had storms. We had storms last night.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. You guys were having storms a lot.
Yeah, I left the house this morning and I'm going down the road and I'm having to go around branches and trees and things. I'm like, I slept.
Oh, really? It was
Yeah.
that bad. Wow.
Yeah.
Wowie wowzers. It was like overcast all day yesterday, but last week was hot and it gets really humid here. And our air conditioner doesn't work anymore. Yay. Hi, everyone in the chat. Let me say hi to everybody.
People out there that'll fix that.
I can't type that fast to say hi to everybody. Type. Where's the other blonde?
She's having eye problems.
Again? She can't see to come in?
No, she's on her way to the eye surgeon again.
Is she? She's going to the eye. Jeez, that's terrible. Oh, yeah, let's pray for her. We're going to pray for Nick. Wow, that's terrible. What's new with you, Robert? Looks like you got your hair shortened.
No, I just got my ears lowered.
Yeah, ears lowered.
Yeah.
Brad, you look like tired. Are you tired? No?
I'm tired of putting up with Robert.
Get some rest. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sure, B. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, there we go.
You deal with Brad. I don't have to no more.
You don't want to deal with him anymore. It was just a short amount of time. Dates.
Randy Miller, though, hold it. Randy Miller says he has a 5-gallon water jug full of all dates. Yeah. The banks don't want them. The last jug I took, they weighed them to count dollars. Is that fair? It depends on what they use as the divisor. They probably use 3.11, which is the value of a full copper cent. So you got shorted on any copper-coated zinc ones that you had in your deal.
That's right.
But
that's right.
The other side of the equation is you didn't have to count and roll them.
So if your time is worth money, you did okay.
I think
because they charge you 10% at Gold Star or at the Green
Star,
or at the Chili. The Chili Parlor charges you 10% to use your cents there.
I don't know. I've never.
You said Gold Star instead of Coinstar.
Oh, Coinstar. There you go. Okay, I knew it was something like that.
I thought you were going to the Chili Parlor.
Hey, I know this much. I took and I just went last week to the Coinstar, and I ended up getting silver dimes out of it. So there.
No, what? Really?
Yeah, they reject silver dimes.
Yeah,
they reject them.
They reject any silver B.
Oh, I don't know because I don't use those machines.
You're right, Invisible Ranch. It's Coinstar. You're right, Coinstar. But they will eject silver, and they will also eject like if the coins are if they're missing the cloud layer, they'll eject those. They eject gold.
Thank you. I did not know that they ejected silver. I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I've taken in at one time. I think we got over $1 or something in 90% that somebody they just went through and nobody paid no attention.
So what do they just drop in the tray?
Yes.
They drop back in the tray. Yeah, really? Interesting. I've never used one because they charge you 10% or whatever.
Invisible River Ranch is looking for dejected gold. So you only want to buy sad gold. Is that it?
Yes. Gold that Brad says, oh, boo.
You should always check
ugly.
the eject area, silly. That's
yeah. I always take whenever
I'm going to get you, my little pretty.
Anytime me and Floy are at the Kroger's, we always take and look at anything in the reject tray or whatever they call it, eject tray, reject. I don't know.
That's how Floor ended up with you. She looked in the reject tray.
No, that was online. Thank you. Hello, Chris.
You guys
good to see you, buddy.
Don't even want to know what RJ did. He had, you guys, he had like $700 in change.
And
that's a lot. That's a lot. I was calling him a change hoarder and everything.
I went, I went to the bank a couple of years ago. I had almost 2 full monster boxes of change.
Yeah.
And my bank,
how much was it?
And my bank doesn't charge anything to use the Coinstar.
Yeah, neither does
I stood there for about an hour and 10 or 15 minutes feeding them in. And yeah, it was about $1,400 in change.
Guys are change hoarders. That's what they call you. That's what they were calling RJ. Change hoarder. He never pays for anything with change.
Pardon?
Can you take that?
You do, Ronald? Ronald, you're a change hoarder too.
Yeah, I mean, no, I can't take that because I don't know a whole lot about it. I was hoping you would.
Oh, well, I'd have to go on the Mint's website and look. The Privy mark is like a Mint mark, only instead of a letter, it is a design that the Mint is putting on coins to make them more collectible. They're limited edition with the Privy mark. So there was the World War II a few years ago, and they've had a couple of others since then. So I don't know exactly where they are. They're somewhere on the obverse, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm not certain which one he's talking about because right now, sadly, they're changing them often. And
they're
I mean,
changing them?
Yes, they're changing the privies. Yeah, they're changing the privies. They started off, like Brad said, with the 75 for the World War II. Okay, then they took and they had just an eagle on them. I mean, I'm not certain where they are right now. Yeah, Invisible Ranch says that the Privy marks aren't grading well. I can believe that. But yeah, I think personally, this is me personally, this is not as a whole because I agree with what Brad says, collect what you enjoy. But for me, the Privy marks, just a gimmick. That's all I think they are.
Me too.
But, you know, but they are going to make some of them worth it, B. I mean, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, it makes them worth a little bit more.
I mean,
you know,
well, let me put it to you this way, Brad. When they come in, are you going to pay extra for the Privy mark?
Depends on what the market is. You know, if the gray sheet is listing them at a higher value and I can realize that when I sell them, then yes. But you know, there's going to be I think, market saturation that people are going to give up collecting every silver eagle because there's going to be, again, too many. Or they're going to make a really scarce one that the average person can't get, and it's going to frustrate them, much like the 95W proof. So, yes, we're Canada light is what we are, because I think the Canadians make probably 10 times the number of collector coins in a year that we do.
Do they really?
Oh, it's horrible.
Why?
You could go broke. You could go broke just trying to order one each of whatever Canada issues.
They have a lot, huh? They do make very beautiful coins.
I'll tell you what, though, when they become the 51st state, then they won't be producing all of the extra Privy mark coins, I bet.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Ralph. And
Ralph,
yes,
that's very nice. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Ralph. But also, Invisible Ranch, you're absolutely correct. We are catching up. I've been noticing that. I've been saying something about it, but yeah.
Yeah, Joe had several of them on his auction last night, several commemorative coins. You know, he had one that had a Pete Rose signature on it. That was nice.
That would be a certified baseball $1 or $5. The gold or the silver?
I think it was $1. Yeah, it wasn't a gold. It was $1, but it was still really neat. You know what I mean? I thought that was neat. And the Oregon commemorative dollar, they had one of those.
The half dollar?
He had a what do you call it? Marshalls. He had one for the Marshalls. He had like 4 or 5 of them. You know, commemorative coins, and I couldn't afford it. Already spent my allotment for the week. Yep.
I just sent Nick just contacted me. I just sent her everyone's best, so we'll be thinking of her and hoping that she can get the eye thing under control here.
Yeah, man, I agree.
So speaking of silver,
949 got the Oregon last night. What date was it? 949?
Oh, that's right.
26 Don't hold my breath. Wait, John, be nice.
Hi, John.
If I hold my breath too long, I'll be like Blue.
I'm not certain. Robert Bruce.
Yeah, I don't know.
PEACE. I think those are the 2004 and Lewis and Clark ones.
Correct.
I think, was there 4?
There's 4 of the different. If you're talking about the commems, like there's 4 different ones.
4 different. Okay, that's what he's asking, I believe.
Oops, sorry. I mean, but it's not just the piece. I mean, the piece, there was 2, and then there was 2 of them in 2005.
Right.
So I don't know if he's trying to
Westward View, Buffalo, Peace, and Keelboat.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not certain. Okay. Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. There are. That's all there is. 4. Then after that, they went to the new obverse design. After that. No,
there were 4 different reverse designs. Yes.
Now remember, Robert Bruce, they might have told you there's different varieties because after that they went to the new obverse, which is the enhanced.
And there's Philadelphia and Denver, and if you want to include San Francisco. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
So, you guys want to talk about silver again?
What do you want to talk about, Dee?
See how Brad was so hot on answering all the questions last time. thought it might be interesting to talk about it, talk about silver a little bit more, you know. So yeah, let me ask both you guys the same. I want to ask you both at the same time. What role do you think paper silver, ETFs and future contracts play in suppressing the real price of silver? What role do you think paper silver?
You mean future contracts?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about future contracts.
You don't know anything about that. What about you, Robert? Yep.
Well, I was going to say, are you sure that's what you're referencing, B? Because you also have ETFs. You do have futures.
Yeah, ETFs.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. It all depends on what you're talking about. I mean, and I heard, I don't know how true it is, but I heard somebody just took and.
I don't know, but I've been told Eskimo poop is very cold.
Well, I don't know either. So I'm not certain.
Okay, we'll skip it.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think of this? Do you guys believe central banks or large financial institutions manipulate silver to protect fiat currency? Okay, looks like there's a yes.
Robert, are you bobbleheading this?
No, I agree. I can. I
was just curious. You don't want to elaborate on no elaboration on that.
Let me hold on, B. Let me elaborate on this. Here's the one thing that I want you guys to all understand, because this is the one thing that I think Brad would agree with me on, and that is all the banks and everybody's telling you don't buy gold, don't worry, it's no good no more. My question would be, why is all of the central banks, all, not one, not two, all the central banks, and now becoming all your regional banks, buying gold? There, now bring
exactly my point. Exactly my point.
Okay, no, I just wanted to see if Brad agrees or disagrees.
Yeah, what does Brad have to say about that?
He says,
look at my comment.
I say the banks are covering their own asses. Yes, they are, and they probably should.
Oh, did I say
cover
assets?
the one that's?
I thought I said assets.
They probably should have covered the one that they let go bankrupt recently. Probably should have done that because it's such a mess after that.
B, there's been more than one, but okay.
I know that. That's what the finance community is saying. Okay, so if silver were to suddenly be allowed to trade freely, what price per ounce do you think it would hit?
I don't know.
Do I have any comments on that?
Well, it's hard to comment on ifs, ands, or buts. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's kind of like saying, what will the price of silver be next year at this time? Well, nobody knows. So I've often said, there are a lot of people that say that silver's being kept artificially low by the central banks and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I liken it to if you've ever gotten in a swimming pool and somebody handed you a basketball and told you to push the basketball under the water and hold it there. Okay? So you can do that for some time. At a certain point, you're going to get tired of holding it, and that basketball is going to fly back up in between your hands and hit you right in the face. So I think that is the way that I look at how when any market is artificially controlled, when the artificial controls break and they don't work anymore, there's overcorrection. My goodness. There are a lot of numbers.
I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that.
What about that?
What is that? I was about to tell you.
It's the debt clock.
Yeah, this is the debt clock telling what they feel the dollar to silver ratio is right now, 1,133. They're saying the dollar to gold ratio right now is $8,978 per ounce. Now, just so that you know, Brad, what they do with this here is this is your national debt. This is exactly how much it is right now. This is how much each person owes on it.
No.
Each working person,
no.
taxpayer, debt.
Okay. Well,
taxpayer.
okay. Yeah. All right. Well.
Yep.
There.
It's
Just
like when people
I'll show you how to get to it, Brad. Sorry, B.
When people get nervous, they go to silver and gold, you know, and the economy looks shaky, like high inflation, war, bank troubles. Investors get scared. They start pulling their money out of risky stocks and put it into safer things like silver. You know, I guess they call it flight to safety. There's a new term I didn't know. And when they rise so fast, people are worried about their future, you know. Okay, so let me see. Let me find another good question for the two experts here. Oh, and I have some other fun facts. I have fun facts about silver. Okay, so did you know there is actually more gold above ground than investment grade silver? Silver is consumed in industry and often not recycled. Did you know that? JP Morgan reportedly holds over 600 million ounces of physical silver. This is frequently referenced in manipulation claims. The Hunt brothers tried to corner the silver market in 1980 and sent prices soaring before regulators stepped in. Do you guys remember that?
So they didn't try, they succeeded.
I go back to freaking awesome at 347.
What is freaking awesome?
I know exactly where it goes. It
Yeah,
goes right in the toilet called Washington.
I'm going to put the timestamps on mine to put this over here to live chat, which I didn't do, and put the timestamps on so I know where Brad's talking about. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, do you guys remember that? When the Hunt brothers tried to corner the silver market? I do. I was young, but I remember it.
I was in the business then. Yes.
Okay, again, I will say they didn't try, they succeeded. That's why
No, they didn't.
You're right, Robert.
No.
Yeah, they did. They succeeded. Or
They basically did. Yeah, they basically
did.
Oh, see, now here, this will be interesting. You guys perk up.
Go to Invisible River Ranch at 348. Silver went to $50. All right.
Oh, they remember.
That was the paper price, the futures. Physical silver, when silver was $50, physical silver was trading at 35.
Okay.
So the Hunt brothers and their cronies, unfortunately, some of which were Saudi Arabian sheiks, they were trying to have more future contracts than people could deliver on. And then they would have to buy out the future contracts at a highly inflated cost. But the rising price of silver brought so much physical silver out of the woodwork that they were continually able to satisfy those contracts. So the Hunt brothers weren't actually buying silver like you and I do. They were buying the futures contracts to trying to corner the futures market.
Yeah.
They were banking on the fact that they could buy enough contracts that at some point they couldn't deliver. And at that point, then they can hold up the people with the contract saying, okay, you've got this contract you can't fulfill. You can buy us out for X number of dollars. So
Well, me and Robert were just basically saying cut to the chase. That's pretty much
I look at it this way. A lot of people
pretty much
don't realize
control it. Yeah.
the Hunt brothers bought, I don't know how many millions of dollars of silver for $5 an ounce or less before they got caught. And then they were forced, as Brad says, because they were caught or the government took care of them, and they were forced to sell at about $30 an ounce, which they were also penalized. I think it was
Yeah, they
about
changed the
10
rules in the middle of the game in
okay,
order
but they were
to.
penalized $10,000, I think it was a day. And I'm like, yeah, okay, when you buy millions and millions and millions of dollars of gold for $5 or less, and you're forced to sell it at $30 to $35 an ounce, oh, shame on you. How much did you make off of that, Brad?
Not much. I was working for the company at the time, but
Okay.
but that
Terrible.
the former owners made enough money off of that they sold us the business
And they retired.
just in time for the market to crash.
Well, okay.
Yeah, there were a few years of lean times after the the 81, 2, 3, and 4 were pretty tough.
The early 80s. The early
Yes.
80s is what
Even through the mid.
There you go, Brad.
it's a long game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you need to have some physical paper though.
Yeah, if you never leave your house, I guess. So if the COMEX,
Hardernomics.
if the COMEX couldn't fulfill its silver contracts, what do you think would happen to the price?
Because that's the principle that the Hunt brothers were looking for.
And right now,
that's what I'm talking about.
The comics right now can't fulfill their obligations. If everybody was to say, I want to take delivery right now, the comics, you'd find out real quick. They can't. They right now, I think the last I heard, there was something. Well, hold on. I just had it. Let me look and see. I got to see what the contracts are right now. I don't know. There's 364.71 to 1. That's your ratio right now. Contracts out there. So they're already that far down.
How much was that per? How much would you say, Robert? How much was that per?
Right now, there is 364.78 to 1. In other words, if everything collapsed right now and you went and you said, go to COMEX and you say, hey, I want my silver, you better be the first of 400 to ask that or you're screwed. Hey, it's like saying for every 500 contracts, there's only 140 seats for you if you're playing that game where you go around and around. So yeah.
Here's another little fun fact. Silver is essential for solar panels. Did you guys know that?
I know it.
It uses about 20 grams of silver.
I also know that most of your connectors that are on computers that used to be connected with gold is now being connected with silver.
But
they're also moving out of that. They're moving out of that, and they're trying to get it to where it's crystal.
Oh, really? That's lovely. I don't even want
it. Well, they got to take in somehow. Hey, they got to start salvaging a little bit of silver, or you just said it. There's more gold up than there is silver because
there's more gold. Silver is actually almost like they're saying there's going to be a shortage, but there's no shortage of gold. And I told you where gold comes from. Dead people.
Just like
From Midas.
Dead people. That's
just
where gold
like
comes from.
the reason Brad does not take and buy silver-plated utensils, silverware, any of that, it's because it's not worth it. So it just goes to the garbage bin.
I'm shocked. I don't care. I'm just. That's all I want to say.
Read my notes then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, trying to read my notes. Test you guys. See what you guys know. What do you know?
Not much.
I don't know much. I agree.
So
It's hard to know a whole lot when there's so many lies out there, but go ahead.
You know that
Speaking of lies, would you like to hear some lies about nickels?
Let's hear it, Brad.
Again, MSN.com. Money News. They have 12 rare and valuable nickels that are still in circulation. That is the headline.
That means they're out there somewhere, huh?
Well, yes, but what do you think circulation means? It means at the bank. Of course, the first nickel they tell us about is the 1913 Liberty nickel. When's the last time you saw a Liberty nickel in circulation? Much less a 13.
Yeah.
Then they talk about the 1916 to 1938 Buffalo nickels. They're obviously telling us the 13 through 15s are no longer in circulation. Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The 39D nickel, they tell us it's worth between $300 and $1,500. But I can't remember the last time I got a 39D in circulation either. Oh, and then they mentioned war nickels. Yeah, just go to the bank, ask, just tell them you want a whole roll of war nickels. Then the famous 50D nickel. How many people went, through their childhood filling a Jefferson nickel book and never found one?
Except for the hole right there.
Right. Well, but then they tell us about the 2004 to 5 Westward Journey nickels. What? They're rare?
What? Yeah.
Since when? No, they're not rare. Oh, and then the 2009.
How much are they worth? Come on, how much are they worth? I got 4 of them right here. I want to know how much am I going to be able to retire? Come on, let me know.
I'm paying 3 cents a piece, Robert. There's a handling charge, just like at Coinstar. Then they tell us the 2009 Jefferson nickel is a very low mintage nickel. It's a little harder to get, but I don't think we can get too excited about them. Oh, but then you want to find the semi-key nickel, the 54S. Now, if we're talking about full steps, yeah, but they don't mention that. Oh, Robert, here's one right out of your page book. They say, look for the 1964 D over D.
How many you want?
Exactly, but they're telling us that those are the valuable ones that are still out there. Then they say the 1971 through 1975 full step nickels are worth a lot more. Well, I'd rather have a 53S probably and some other dates. 55 plain. Oh, but then they tell us about the rare 1982 no mint mark nickel. I think we might be talking about the rare, ultra rare double nickel, which the rest of us refer to as a dime. So whoever wrote the article, I think, got their antenna crossed here.
Where'd you get the article?
MSN.com. I was surfing and ran across it.
Yeah.
And then number 12 is the 2005 speared bison. Robert, how much are they bringing? Do you know? Speared bison?
I'm not getting rich off of it. I know that.
Yeah,
No.
you're not retiring.
But to their credit, at the end of the article, they have a disclaimer. This list is solely the author's opinion based on research, loose research at that, I would say, and publicly available information, like other misinformation off of the internet.
Yeah.
It is not intended to be professional advice. And I only have 2 words to say to that. No shit.
Oh,
No shit. It's not professional advice. But, dear Lord, can we please stop telling people 1913 Liberty nickels are in circulation? Somebody out there, please just tell people when you see that, don't read the rest of the article. Don't click on the clickbait.
Exactly.
Stay away. Just, it's like Nancy Reagan said, just say no.
Hi, RJ.
Hello, RJ. Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that. You know what? I don't know how it happened, but on my phone, whenever I bring it up, I guess it must be a new thing. I got I always see those damn things.
Well, all you've done, you've searched for something numismatic, and AI says, oh, this person likes coins. Let's tell them about all of these lies about coins.
Well, I think it's I'm making a list, by the way, of all.
Are you going to check it twice? Are you going to find out who's not?
No, but I'll let you know when I get a good sized list of all the channels that do this on YouTube, and they say they make, ridiculous statements of how much coins are worth. And they're not worth that much.
In the garden. By the time you get done pulling the first group, the second group has already started growing.
And they have like thousands of subscribers. And who's watching this caca?
Well, you have to go to their website and look to see who's commenting. However, as Brad just said, let me put it to you this way. I know because of me having coin op, you would not believe the amount that AI recommends. And I'm telling you right now, there is probably, sadly, over 100 bad channels to every one good channel. And when I say one good channel, I'm going to use it a little loosely, because some of the good channels I notice will use, what do they call that when you first take in like a meme? I make them, I don't even know what the hell they call them, for your start page, whatever that is, I see them putting these
thumbnail. Are you talking about thumbnail? Thumbnail, or the banner?
The thumbnail, yes. That thumbnail, I'm seeing some of the better channels using thumbnails that are, let's just say, enticing. I'm not going to say accurate. I'm just going to say enticing.
Can you get me the regular red book?
Because it reminds me of what I see on the bullshit channels. And I sat there and was like, don't go down that path. That's why, that's why I never went to Etsy to try and sell anything.
Thank you.
And that's why I got off of eBay, because when they start doing that stuff, I'm done. But then again,
they have so many subs. They have like thousands of subscribers, and some of them are brand new, like last month or something. How do they get so many subscribers? And it has to be all AI, because there's no way you could possibly make all those videos yourself. It'd be really hard to do. I know, because I make them. So it'd be really hard to do, without any copyright infringements. I mean, it's almost like it's being done on purpose. I think.
Let me tell you right now, with the freedom of information, you can listen, just like PayPal, or not PayPal, I'm sorry, eBay or anything else. You go to eBay, if you want to use somebody's image, crop it just a little itty bit. Once you crop it, it's yours. That's your photograph.
That's not necessarily true. If they really want to get you, they can get you. They just don't bother.
Well, what are you doing moving it? It could be seen right
What's she doing?
You want to read it?
That somebody's trying to see your propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. If you want to call, I agree with that. Here, there, show it.
She's moving it around. There you go.
Here. I'll put,
you just put that and talk behind it. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice picture.
And read it later. Screenshot it, whatever.
It's about the cherry pickers book.
Actually, should have done it.
This one.
That was from the cherry pickers book, Rhodes.
Yeah, Rhodes, that's from the Cherry Pickers Guide.
Volume 3, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me see it here. Here you go. I'll show you, Rhodes. This will be easier, okay?
I see that.
Rhodes.
There you go. Bye, RJ. Bye, honey.
And Rhodes, if you'd like, I do have a copy I can sell you.
Here, you can put this back for sale now.
We have extra
I know
copies.
where to find it in the big one.
So,
Here, this is missing. This is missing.
yes, I am being very much
4.8 grams. Standard is 5. So that'll prove that
self
it's missing
whatever you want to call it.
Self-promoting?
Yeah, self-promoting. There you go.
I'm doing okay with the words today.
Yeah, I'm not.
I can tell.
I'm spacing out B. Here, do me a favor. Will you try some coffee? That's it. I need more coffee. There we go.
I have the same thing
Hey,
sometimes. I
RJ,
can't think of
love
the
you,
word.
brother. I hope you're doing good.
Be safe, RJ.
There you go. Okay, I got it. Hold on. I gotta put that up there. There we go. Thank you, John.
These guys are funny, aren't they?
Oh, I'll tell you what, if you come up with an invisible ranch, let me know because will negotiate contract.
So you know the
Something
the
about Skinwalker Ranch, or that we could call it, Robert, it makes my skin
invisible ranch, not skinwalker.
He's just jealous. What he don't realize, guys, I can pull him out.
But you could never replace me.
No, I couldn't. I agree with that.
No, he's a one of a kind.
We take, and me and Brad with all his BS, I'll tell you what, I still love him. He's okay by me.
He's a one of a kind, Robert. They don't make him like him anymore. They broke the mold. You know how that
I'm Unique.
Florida, yeah.
Fuzzy, first short got 1,300 views in one day. Awesome.
Oh, her kitty. Her kitty. Amanda. Amanda's here. Hi, honey.
Oh.
Say hi, guys. Be nice.
Wow.
Hello, little Amanda. Good to see you, sweetheart.
So what's business like, Brad? Are you busy? Or is it dead?
We've been busy. No, we've been busy.
Really?
Yeah. I think, well,
mostly, are you buying or selling or a little bit of both?
Mostly buying.
Really? Because people need to pay the bills.
So
Still trying to pay their bills. It's not going to get any better for a while.
Yeah,
a lot of people think it's going to change, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
50 or 60 ounces of gold downtown the other day. So
really?
Say that again. Say that again.
Bullion? Bought some bullion?
Lots of bullion.
Brad, what did you say? I never heard something about 60 ounces.
We bought 50 or 60 ounces of gold downtown the other day.
Okay. I couldn't know if you bought it or sold it.
Well, I bought it, then I sold it.
Then he sold it. I knew he was going to say that. It's like he owned it for 10 seconds or whatever, then pass it on.
Couple of minutes, yeah. I got on the phone and laid it off. I didn't want to. Yeah. I didn't want to take market risk on that.
Yeah, but you knew somebody that would. That's cool.
There's somebody down the line. Yes.
Yeah, there's always somebody telling exactly down the line.
Well, it's a never-ending circle, to be honest.
It's never-ending.
The circle of death.
If you give it sufficient amount of time, that circle comes right back around to Brad.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Bites you in the.
It's a big circle, big vicious circle.
Yeah, bite you in the big circle.
Quite honestly, yeah, I'm part of that circle. I ain't gonna lie about it. Don't bother me.
I was surprised you said you went to Coinstar machines. I never do that. I'm like
Amanda,
Brad. I'd rather do it at the bank. They don't charge you at the bank.
I use the Sigma if I have a question, but most of the time I just kind of look at it.
It's different colors. It's, weight. It's feel. It's a lot of things. Trying to authenticate something like that.
Howdy, Kevin.
Depends on what it is. Yeah.
I would say for the most part, for a lot of people, would you agree or disagree with this, Brad?
I can neither verify
nor hold on. I ain't finished asking the question. How about if I ask the question first?
Well, I'm just covering my ass before you do. Go ahead.
Okay, cover it then. I thought you had pants on. Sorry to hear that, Dave.
No, Dave's keeping his distance today.
I would too if you didn't have your pants on. However, all I was going to say is, for the most part, on coins, gold, silver, you name it, you can probably catch, I'm going to say, better than 80 or better than 95% of them as being counterfeit without using secondary machinery and or like
coins. You're speaking of coins, Robert?
I'm speaking of coins and bullion both.
Bullion. Okay.
Yeah. If you take in coins and bullion, because I've seen both of them, and I don't see but maybe 1/100th of what Brad sees, and I don't know. I don't know how my percentage racks up, Brad. You should know what I see of yours, but I just know that I can take and I can spot.
I don't want you to see mine at all.
Your coins. Don't get yourself. Trust me, that's the only thing I want to see of yours. Okay. But I know counterfeits without having to use a Sigma, and I can usually point them out pretty easy.
There's always that one time that you're tired and you haven't gotten enough sleep, or you're not paying attention, distracted.
Amanda's just blowing smoke in our. Look at Kevin's question down here, 2 down.
What's Kevin say?
Yeah. So Robert and I will probably disagree a little bit here.
No, we won't, I bet you. If you want, I'll answer first.
Well, then I can lie.
Okay. How do you want to do it then?
I don't know.
Who's going to lie the most? You know what? Brad will lie quicker than me, so go ahead, Brad. You go. I won't lie.
I use 10 power. I think Robert uses 16, don't you?
But look at his question. For verification.
For variations.
Variations. Okay,
I use 10 power. Now, there are some rare instances that I'll go more than that, but I do well over 95% of my work with a 10 power glass.
What are they searching for with the, what are they looking for on the coin, Kevin?
Probably, double dice, over mint marks.
It depends on what you're looking at. Yeah. Because I have a big magnifying glass, and then I have a loop, which is different. Completely different to me.
If you're looking for double dies and over mint marks, etc., I think you need at least 10 power. And
a loop,
that's what I'm most comfortable using.
Well, apparently my better half has taken off with one of mine, but right within.
Yeah, there you go.
I got this
5.
One here. I've
That's
got
a 5.
And this one here is a 16. But I also, and I don't know what happened to it, because it's usually, oh, here it is. I'm sorry. It got, well, no. And then I also have one of these.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Well, I use that. So it depends on what I'm looking for. Now, if I am looking for varieties as far as double dies and or RPMs, I will use my 16 next, but I'm looking for very minor all the way up to just, what Brad sees with his 10X, those are the ones I prefer to, a 10X is fine with me to look for a variety.
No,
that's usually going to be one that you will find in the red book and or the cherry.
When you throw a coin, make it so it tumbles. You can see it then. When you throw it flat like a frisbee, all you see is an edge coming at you. Who caught it though?
Something you saw it.
Barely.
I did.
I'm sorry. I have people throwing money at me.
What a shame.
That's what I use. Yeah, it's the old-fashioned glass. Really good one. Yep,
okay,
I've had it for a long time.
You're not going to find, there's going to be so many you're going to miss that I will.
Yeah, but that's why I was saying that, Robert.
No, but see, it depends on what you're looking at. A good quality 10X loop with triplet lenses. We sell them for $15 in the shop.
Yeah, I have a loop.
That is what I use most of the time. And then, well, I do have a much more expensive Zeiss glass that I use when I really want to look at coins for grading and other. This is a couple of $100, but just
I got mine from Robert.
For grunt work, you can buy yourself a 10 power triplet. And for about $15, you'll be great.
And then I had one that, remember when they used to make it into 2 loops instead of just one? Now you can flip the loop over and stuff. I have the one where there's 2 loops, funny. Yeah, I like that. There's 2 separate loops.
I know which one she's talking about, but either way, it all depends.
But it depends on what you're looking at. I'm not looking for double dies and all that.
So
when I'm using this, I'm just looking at the date.
Yeah, but for grading a coin, you don't want to use anything over 10 power, and you want to.
My grader. That's my grader.
Yes, 5 power is probably just about right. So when you're grading a coin, I look at it carefully without any magnification. And then I identify areas of the coin I want to look at closer, and then I use magnification on that.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
I grade by naked eye, and then I confirm with magnification.
That's what Robert does. I know he does pretty much the same thing. You look at it first, and then you go like this, because I've seen you do it.
Well, but that's if I'm looking for a variety. If I'm looking to grade,
Right.
this is the only thing I use for grading. I will not use.
Now that is magnification, though, right?
Yeah.
Not that
It's a
one, the
5.
other one.
But this one, I know. This is a 16. I look for varieties there. This is a 5. I use it for grading.
Okay, so you gotta look at it with some kind of magnification.
Well, no. I do what Brad just said. I look with my naked eye first, but then I go to the 5x.
Never mind.
Well,
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone
Guys
does their thing, but professional graders do not use a lot of magnification.
The magnification
Usually
is
professional graders will use an 8x.
well, you know, let's say it like this, you guys. You looking for the imperfections that you can see with your naked eye, and then the imperfections that you can see with the magnification. You know what I mean? Luster, it's not going to help you with luster whatsoever.
Well, magnification will help you find breaks in luster, but it's magnification plus
breaks in luster. Yeah.
The right lighting. So lighting is
number one. So important.
More important than magnification.
Because lighting is getting, the older you get, the harder it is to see without correct lighting.
Well, breaks in in luster, but also those very light hidden hairlines too.
Lighting is important.
Ready to say your lighting is primarily to look at background noise. I call it, and that would be your hairlines, things of that nature. And it'll also show up cleaning easier.
Natural lighting is so much better, I think, too. Real, natural lighting. The sun.
Are you talking about sunlight?
I think it is. I see better, you guys. Why do you guys say no? Because it reflects? Why?
Why do you think professional graders are in a black room?
You tell me. Well, you tell us, Brad. That's why you're here.
Because they don't want any sunlight in the room.
Why, Brad? That's why you're here.
It's not good. It's not good lighting for coins.
I use it. Well, I use sunlight for everything. Sorry. I do a lot of arts and crafts, and I paint.
Well, hold it. We're not talking arts and crafts. We're talking grading coins.
Well, okay. So then explain why. You got to have dark and artificial light. Explain it. Explain it, Ricky.
I don't know why, but I'll tell you. Do some experimentation, and you'll figure it out.
You don't know why, but you do something, but you don't know why.
Technical terms, no, it just doesn't work. Sunlight.
You don't know that. You don't know the technical terms, but yet you do something. But yet you do something that you can't explain.
Well, because I do a
Poppycock. I don't believe you for one hot second. You know exactly why you do it, and you don't want to tell anyone.
No.
Bullshit.
Because it doesn't work.
I never do this, but this is
go outside.
Bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is pure bullshit. No, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying that you will not explain why.
Because it doesn't.
That's bullshit.
Work.
Oh, it just
do
works.
Your own experimentation.
It just works. Baloney. You can explain yourself. You don't want to.
No, I
keep it to yourself. I don't even want to know anymore. Don't ever try to explain it either, because I'll tell you. I remember when you didn't want to tell us that. There you go.
No.
There you go, everybody. There you go. Dad, see, because there's certain things they'll never tell you.
A professional grader does use magnification, does not use excess magnification, but most of their work is done naked eye for
But
grading.
he will not tell you. But he will not tell you why. He will not tell you why. And he knows. Okay. I don't even want to know anymore. See, when somebody does that, I'm just like, move on. Next subject.
Okay,
Next
so
subject.
41S quarters. Yes, they have differing size mint marks.
It is a variety, Karen Pepper. Yes, just so you know.
Hi, Karen.
Not, just so you know, it's not extremely rare, but it is a variety, and the largest is, it tends to have a little bit of a premium until it don't. And I say that just saying if there's a lot of them going to be found, the market will get saturated, and then they will not be worth much extra. But right now they are.
And what do you have to say there, Brad? Nothing?
I don't. Nothing.
Okay. Okay. Just checking. Just checking. See how they are? See how they are, people? See how they are? They're slippery even when they're not wet. Mm-hmm. Think I've had this conversation with someone else before? Yes. Yes, I've had this conversation with someone before. You betcha. Yeah, because it's just like, they're not going to tell you. There's just certain things they're just not going to tell you.
No, that's not it. Let me ask you.
Or, well, maybe he can't explain himself. He can't articulate. He can't articulate why he does it. No one can. I think somebody could articulate it. Yeah, they don't want to. There's a difference. Everyone remember that. Can they or do they want to?
Randy, as far as I know, that is not true at this moment. Brad, do you know of anything different?
Well, they've been experimenting with AI grading for a long time.
A long time, I agree.
And AI grading is fine for marks, but they haven't been able to teach the computer beauty or eye appeal. So
I already read up on that.
I think eventually there will be blended grading, that it'll have an AI feedback that based on the number of marks, the severity of the marks, and the location of the marks, it'll get a numerical value. And that numerical value will guide the grader to a narrow range. So I think the grader will get the coin with a numerical value that says this coin should be an MS 63 to 64 coin. And then the grader will look at it, determine eye appeal, and go, okay, up, kind of like Nero, up or down. So I can see that happening sooner rather than later. What I can't see happening is I don't think they will ever totally teach a machine to quantify luster,
that's what I just said.
Toning beauty, the intangibles. So the tangibles can be quantified, but what makes something beautiful to one person doesn't necessarily make it beautiful to another. So everybody has their own biases. And I think there lies the beauty of coin grading.
I don't use it for the same thing. So I don't do the same thing. Some of us, our philosophy is a little different, but it's all the same thing. Some people they have to use fancy words. Anyway, Invisible River Ranch, he's just a coin guy. Give him a break. Go ahead. Go ahead. He can handle himself. Trust me. I'll give him a break, all right. I'll give Brad a break, all right. Only for some things. Not all of it. See what the point that I was making before I got attacked. Before I got attacked, the point I was making is that I use outdoor lighting because I can see better. I can see details. It depends on what I'm talking about. I got attacked before I even got to say anything. Yeah. Yeah. So come join the panel, you guys. Come on. You want to be on here and have them, yeah. It's not easy.
I got this one. It's
armor
a
leg. Armor leg. Right on.
It's a leg. I can take mine off and show you.
I am you see what it says under my name? I'm a collector and an enthusiast. These two guys are experts, and I'm dealing with that.
I'm not an expert. I'm just a collector.
Oh, you are an expert. You're in a coin book. So are you, Brad. I'm an itty bitty guy trying to speak for us little itty bitty guys. And, come on. You cannot say anything wrong, you guys. You cannot say anything wrong because they're like,
yeah.
Try to get his attention in person. Try to get Brad's attention in person. Yeah. He has ADD bad. Yeah, see? It's true. He's joking, but it's true. He has ADD bad.
There's a bee buzzing in my ear today.
He had it before they had a name for it.
I'm going to
they
get
used
a
to slap kids like
newspaper.
you. They used to slap kids like you and go, pay attention. Stop wandering off. Looking out the window when the teacher's talking to you. Oh, I'm sure you were a perfect student. I'm sure you were. And so was Robert. I'm sure he was a perfect student too. He was probably doing this all the time. One of you was.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
What are we looking at, Robert?
Is that a hand-drawn
Privy mark?
Oh, no. Hold it. Nope. That's a double die. No, why do you keep moving it? Look at the outlet.
Okay.
What are you showing us here?
Yeah. You can't look at it if you're moving.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now run outside. I mean, I have a microscope to look at these things. I'm not an idiot. Okay? You guys just don't let somebody finish what they're saying before you assume you know what I'm saying. That's a good one. Look at that.
So what are you saying?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What are you saying, Robert? What say you?
Might that be a 1946 Robert?
I was going to say Nick would love this one.
It's a nice one, yeah. Look at that.
Yes, that is the 1946, Brad. That is the 46. And it's a nice double die. Like I said, Nick would love that.
You look like a doctor with all those certificates on the wall, Robert. Looks like he's a doctor or something.
You got to see what Brad has downtown.
I didn't have a chance. I was only there 1 hour, and I'm going to make sure I.
Yeah, and you're not invited back.
If you would have ever paid attention, the whole corner is nothing but those things. That's what I say. But that's why I respect Brad.
Don't sit across the table from me, Brad. I'll kick you in the shins. I'll get you. Yeah, you run into the women's bathroom.
No, Polyboo, I said an 8x. An 8 power is what I think 8x is what professional graders use.
Simple question opened a huge can of worms.
Well, no.
Holy mackerel.
I don't know. Listen, I know a couple of graders, 3 or 4, and when I've asked them, I was actually, you know what, I did take it. I was even though mine was not an invitation to the back room of a grading company, I did go to the back room of Anex one time when they were up in Columbus. I had to use the bathroom really bad, and I'd go there all the time, and I was always there, and they let me go to the back, but I was able to see the system. It is very dark. It's almost black back there, other than where the grading is. Now, I don't know. Brad, when you was at CAC, was it the same? He ain't even listening now.
He's not even listening. He's in his own little world.
What?
I had described going into the back room of Anex where the graders were.
It's a little work, but
he's going to
He's not listening. I told you he has ADD.
I agree. He does. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a bird.
I'm a little jaded today.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Okay. Is that a brooch?
Do you want to broach a subject like that with me? No, it is a necklace.
Okay. It's a pendant.
Hey, B.
It's a pendant.
Watch the pendant. Your eyes are getting heavy. You're getting sleepy. You're going to
have
fall asleep and wake up a better person.
I've been like this for a week now. I'm all snappy. I don't know what's going on. I've been a little snappy lately. I don't know. What's that say? Invisible River Ranch, like a Navy destroyer control room isn't bright. I think you can't see the cartwheels when you check for the luster cartwheel. There's all kinds of things. See, depth perception is a problem with lighting. Okay? So with lighting, depth perception, where the depth perception is the biggest problem with lighting.
We do actually, yeah. Brad does for all 3 of our stores.
Because I do more than just look at coins. You know, what do you do, Brad? Do you sew? Do you?
What do I do for what?
Besides look at coins. So what else do you do that you need to be able to see really good? Besides comb your hair and brush your teeth? Oh, yeah. Say, no answer. So,
weeks, probably.
Which
one is that?
I see that, Robert.
Yeah, we could throw it in with a group. It'll be $30-some.
He's like, blah, blah, blah.
So
funny.
I'm sorry, B. Were you speaking?
No, I wasn't.
This is like,
Not at all.
I'm tuning out the high-pitched squeals.
Yeah, high pitch. I couldn't speak in a high pitch if I tried. I can't scream. It's funny. I've been like that all my life. Anyway, my best work is done in the dark, Invisible Ranch, huh? Is that are you boasting? Most people can't see in the dark. He was moving.
That's why you have a pinpoint light source.
I love you, Florida Lena. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Yeah, whose grandma did you get that from, Brad?
Floralina's.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
You're
They're
getting
not-
sleepy. You're getting very sleepy. You will not be able to control yourself. You will fall asleep and fall under the desk and wake up being nice to Robert and Brad from now on.
You wish.
It didn't work. Damn it.
You wish. Yeah, I would have liked to hypnotize you to pay attention.
Yes, Floralina, it is gold wrapped around jade. How much? Gee, I don't know. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody already
I'll
wants
give you $1.
No. An 1804 US dollar?
No.
Oh.
$5. $5. I'll give you $5.
All right. Let's see. Karen Pepper asks, what was the best coin that came into the shop this week?
Good question, Karen. That's really a good question.
Well, apparently he's got it there close.
He disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah, he's going to go get it.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Robert.
No, I'm saying he went to go get it.
I know, and I'm picking on him.
Well, we haven't gotten a lot of really great things, but we did get 2 Liberty seated dollars in today.
Nice. Those are very nice. Those are, people don't understand how rare they are.
So,
you know, if people were to think about how many they, mint coins that they mint today, and then think about it 200 years in the future, how many do you think would be left?
are you speaking again?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And you'll probably hear it in your sleep. Nightmare and everything.
Yeah, you are a nightmare. Whoever asked
Don't
about,
let me tell you, I haven't had ones about
whoever
you.
asked about the price a few minutes ago.
Floralina did. Or no, it was Ronald. It was Ronald.
$7.50. And that includes shipping. All right, let's go. So who else had best coin that came in this week?
I should show you guys
But
my new
we got in a number of $20 gold pieces, so they're
from
more
where?
expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Where are they from?
From Philadelphia and San Francisco.
So they're American. They're American or United States coin. Or whatever.
Yes.
Because it makes
So
a
they're more
difference.
expensive, but I get those all the time. I don't get Liberty seated dollars that often. So
That's a good question, Amanda. See if you can get the truth.
well, that is the truth.
No. What's the truth to you?
What do you mean? What's the
There's
truth?
a question mark at the end of the sentence.
Oh, those are nice. How much would silver have to hit for you to melt them? Moron. Let's see. I'm trying to look. A to Z. I don't know. Was I talking to you? Somebody asked how much the brooch was, and it took me a while to get back around
Ronald
to it
Harris.
because he kept buzzing in my ear.
Ronald Harris asked.
Oh, thank you, Ronald.
Yeah, my memory's working really good today.
A to
And
Z
it's
coin.
gotta be.
Was I talking to you about something? I'm sorry. B has got me so flustered.
Okay.
Today.
Okay.
I can't think straight.
I'll be right.
But silence. Isn't it golden? I do not have a Canadian $3 coin. No. This is the crackhead. Cointalk. I think it is today.
Could be today. Whoops, missed it. Somebody.
All right, let's see. What are we? And we got 15. Ronald, yeah, we're on the same page. I was just looking at my clock saying we got 15 more minutes of this. Are there any other good questions from out there? You know, happy to answer them. Is anybody looking for something weird or unusual or different for their collections? You know, there's always an opportunity. Or what did somebody find for their collections this week? I didn't buy a coin for myself this week. Robert, did you?
I was looking, but no, I took and actually I was just talking with Doug, and he's talking about some stuff he needed. And I told him I have to take a break from my Morgans because I'm pricing myself out. Ooh. Hold on. There you go. Oh, that's the plain. Okay. That's a nice coin. Nice.
Oh, yes. It is always this crazy, and it gets even worse. So glad you were here for the first time. Hopefully not the last time. But yeah, we are a little bit of a crazy bunch here. We make the runaround, but we finally get back to point. We like people to ask questions that we can answer, and we try to give you real life answers, things that hold up in court or hold up at your local shop or coin club or whatever. We take the hype out of things and lead you to knowledge rather than just what somebody else wants you to know. Amanda, I'm kind of low on wheat cents right now. We've sold 2 buckets full to somebody recently, so we're a little short of, but I think I still have a bucket around someplace. 949. There's been plenty of unusual today already. Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's see. Where in Florida are you? Who are you talking to, Invisible Ranch? Because most of us are not in Florida. Gold Kennedy. I have a Gold Kennedy in stock still, Dave. Is there a Gold Kennedy up there? Yeah. I would sell a Gold Kennedy at spot plus $200 times the weight, which is 0.75 of an ounce. So 35.50 times 0.75. I have one for about $26.65. I might even have more than one around. But the merino shirt is still behind me. So is my Manchester United flag.
There you go. Nice. Nice.
So I have no idea what it is. It is a silver-plated dog turd on a chain? What?
Yeah, it is. Silver-plated dog turd.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
Okay, Bill Driscoll. Oh, okay.
Randy Miller has a question. I'm trying to put him up.
You did not get burnt if the coin is XF or better. That's about what they're bringing, close to $20. So they're not rare. They're not unusual, but they are cool. It's
Yeah, what
not
do
a
you think of that?
counterfeit coin. It is an altered coin. The difference is the coin is an official United States Mint product that's been altered. So it's not counterfeit. It's altered. Bill 457, glad you're feeling better. Sorry you had to go to the emergency room.
Can I have more of an explanation on that?
On what?
What you just said about altered and counterfeit?
Okay, so the coin itself was made at the Philadelphia Mint, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So something was done to it after it left the mint to make it different.
Okay.
So that's altered.
Okay. Thank you for that explanation. Now you're being thorough.
I told you before. I didn't know.
Okay, here's the next question. What is the reasonable valuation for a $20 bill with NK, all kinds of zeros, 96A?
Have no idea. I don't do odd serial number notes. So
look at PMG.
I would say that bill, because it's under 100 on the numbering system, it's worth over $100 if it's in a good enough condition, but condition. So it's hard to say without knowing the condition. Sorry.
Not folded. Folded is the worst. Fold it in half. Don't fold it in half. Non-folded. And look up PMG.
So I would probably go on Fleabay and see if anybody else has sold a relatively modern note with under 100 serial number and see what it brought, and that would give you a good idea, I think.
Yeah. I just got a $20
now
star
remember
note.
to look at only sale prices and only auctions, because buy it nows can be manipulated too much.
You can have.
Remember, when you're looking at a auction, as Brad was saying, try to look for some so that you know it's not manipulated, that is more than 2 or 3 bids, because that you can get 2 or 3 people together to do the bidding. So look for something that's got serious bids, like say 8, 10, 15, 20 bids. Then you know it's genuine, and you can look to see how many different bidders there are, and that'll let you, just look at it and try and be reasonable.
You know what's worth more, you guys, is serial numbers that don't match. Serial numbers that don't match on.
Right. Yes, that's definitely that's an error.
And it happens a lot. People don't notice. They need to look. Make sure the serial numbers match, Yeah. Not folded, no corners, no pinholes.
Bill 457, I think that's exactly what's been going on.
Oh, give me a flippin' break.
Paulie and I are sitting there waiting for the Great Pumpkin together.
What? What? No, that's a Linus, you guys. The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Really
Linus.
good. I'm proud of you.
No, I seen it. What happened to Shermie? Speaking of which,
well, Nick, because of her eyesight, has not felt like putting one together. So when things get back on an even keel, we'll do it again.
Yeah, I don't blame her. It was entertaining, but I'm very easily entertained, so I don't know if that counts. So what Florlina says is, it's a low serial number. Low serial numbers are always better, but only if they're crispy and not folded.
Oh, I don't know. I think I would rather have a serial.
Well, they're worth more than $1.
That's all.
They're worth more than it. They're worth more than its face value, is what I'm saying, Brad. I didn't say it was worth a lot of money, like all those other liars that are saying coins are worth money and they're not. What's really funny is they always seem to focus on the bicentennial quarter. It's like, what? What are they talking about? You know, I've never heard.
Bill, where do you live? What area?
Yeah, I agree. Where do you live at, Bill?
What is he saying? I didn't see the whole thing.
He says the local coin store got broke into last night, and they hit another shop in his area.
It's bad. I worry about Brad, believe it or not.
Not.
Oh, that's why. There you go.
Oh, shut up, Brad. Don't give him that crap.
So David about this time would say, does anybody have any ideas for next week?
Yeah, he does. I miss David. By the way, David, I hope everything's okay.
David's probably not listening.
I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, we do.
He's having a rough time right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Ronald is good on the timing, boy, isn't he?
So is there good night, freaking.
Bye, freaking
are there any
awesome.
suggestions for next week that does not include B picking on Brad all day?
There have been okay, you've done it to me. We're even. We're even Steven now, aren't we? It's just the way us bartenders are. We're not gonna let you just we're gonna come after you eventually.
Okay, Kevin. Robert, would you do a little bit on that next week?
Yeah. We've done it before, but we could do it again.
Because
Brad is the biggest coin collector of us all.
I'm writing it down just so you know, so I can do it.
Yeah, I Otis in a long time.
Kevin, yes, I'm going to take, and I am going to. I'll see about doing that. That sounds like a good
because there are different coin searching methods based on what you're doing. Are you getting rolls from the bank? Are you buying old rolls from a coin dealer? Or are you a coin dealer going through inventory? Or are you a cherry picker going through a dealer's inventory at a show? So there's a lot of different ways of approaching that. And Robert will take most of those, and I'll throw in my 3 cent silver's worth there somewhere in the middle.
And anybody else, B, you can be part of this. And if we have other people, we
want it to be an intelligent conversation.
Jesus, gosh, please. We will take, and we can get several. But it is a good idea what you said, because I'm thinking like Brad, you can take and talk about, how you search whenever a collection comes in, because you're not looking, you look at that a little differently than say the collector.
Yes, I'm a collector and an enthusiast. Well, exactly.
Well, now there you go, B. Though you're right. Go ahead, Brad.
No, 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Well, we need to go around the circle.
You're right. We will.
Why? How long are you going to take to say goodbye, Brad?
That's what we're going to do for next week, everybody. We're going to take, and we're going to do it on how to set up and search coins.
Okay.
And like Brad said, there's going to be several ways. So think about how you search. Brad, I just gave you a secondary option besides what you said. I will look into mine because he's right. I take and buy collections, and I also look for varieties, and I also search rolls. So all of the above for me, so we can do that. Randy,
everybody does something different, right, Robert? Everybody
Well,
does
that's
something.
yes, absolutely. So, okay, guys, let's do our goodbyes here. So, B, there you go. You start off, please.
Okay, I want to say, first of all, we miss you, Nick. Sorry you didn't get to come today, and I hope everything goes good and everything is great. Same with you, David. I'm praying for you and your loved ones, and Nick. And I apologize for picking on Brad today, but he picks on me, so we're even Steven. Okay. Thanks for coming, everyone. I hope you learned something and had fun. I always do. Take care and have a great weekend. Bye.
See you, everyone. Had a great time today, except when I was arguing with B, but that's okay because a little bit of spice adds to the flavor of things. So come back next week and see how we're doing, and we'll look forward to talking to everybody. And best wishes to everybody who's not doing 100% right now. So good luck. Take care and see you next week. Be safe.
Okay, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for your participation. We appreciate it. And for all your support. And ask little Amanda. She's right out there. I mean, she's welcome to come on the show. And by the way, so is everyone in the chat. If you want to be on here, as long as you're respectful and yeah, I mean, send me an email. I have no problem with that. However, yeah, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the channel, we are going to have a sale. And next week, hopefully we won't be as crazy as this week, but sometimes, what the heck, it has a little bit of fun to it, so don't bother me. But either way, love y'all. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And don't forget, if you have to be looking at coins between now and then, everybody, happy hunting. Good night, all.